Well, all right. This is South Coast King Jordan Page, and it is Friday Night Free for All. Uh, I know this was unscripted, not scheduled, shoot from the hip, off the cuff, ad lib, whatever you want to call it. But nah, you know, I was with Truck and Chub Z earlier, along with Cuban Damas, and then I started watching the You Talk Baby, winning at the game of life with Mr. KD, and good stuff. Y'all need to go check it out. You Talk on the YouTube. I need to put them on the check it out corner. I know they're an established brand, and I know that kind of goes against the true definition of check it out corner. But I like Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank, and I like what they do. I like what they bring to the game. I like the information they bring. Of course, Mr. Frank just right down the road from me, so there's a little biasness there. But anyway, I was thinking, when's the last time that we just came together and just talked? I've been so I don't Crip, what's up, dude? My man Crip. I've been so wrapped up and so, I don't want to say focused, but with the off season for football, I've been doing the Rise of the Fall series, and most of my attention has been directed at that. And which, it is what it is, just trying to pass the time for the off season. But, I was sitting there thinking, it's been a while, probably since the first of the year, since we just sat here and talked. Just come on live and we just talk about whatever, Miami football, baseball, life, whatever. And I'm not making apologies for being involved with the Rise of the Fall series, because I really enjoy it. And but I just wanted to come on. I was, like I said, I'm just sitting on the patio, trying not to get lifted away by the by the bugs and stuff, because it's mid-May down here in South Louisiana. It's already getting up, heat index of almost 9,800 degrees now already. But anyway, I was just sitting on the patio, like I said, watching the You Talk winning at the game of life, and I thought, let's go live. Let's talk about it. Let's just talk. No script, no agenda, no narrative, no topic. Let's just talk about it. I got the puppy dogs chilling here at a Hurricane Lane. I'm on my second cup of margarita. You know how we roll. But yeah, I finally got a chance. Finally got a chance to catch up with Chub Z on his fans' point of view. Shad was not able to attend. I guess he was on daddy duty, or life happens. And I was just talking with Chub Z, and Cuban came on, and we were having good conversations. But well, hang on. I tell you what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Hang on. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. am going to go ahead and paste the StreamYard link here in the chat. So if anybody would like to join, more than welcome. I am streaming to both my South Coast Cane channel, Miami channel, and my Ferrari F1 channel, because tomorrow is qualifying for the Monaco race. And honestly, Monaco is probably my favorite race of the season. I just love that race. I love it. But yeah, so hopefully everybody's been all right. Excuse me. If you've been watching my Patio Perspective series, where basically it's just me coming home from work or waking up, sitting on the patio, having coffee, go live, and I just sit there and talk. I'm thinking we'll do the 2017 episode 14. Good Lord, I can't believe we made it to 14 of the Rise of the Fall series. We'll probably do that Sunday night. I thought about doing it Saturday, but I got a full day, or at least a full morning slated for Sunday. For me and my world, I got the Monaco race. I also watched the Indy 500. So I kind of go into my race mode, So I'm thinking I really can't stay up too late Saturday. So we'll do it. I'm thinking about doing it Sunday. I know Coach Coop done went and put his live for Sunday, but that's okay. Nobody has dibs on time slots. It is what it is. So yeah, Sunday night we'll do the episode 14, 2017. Have not come up with the title yet. I have some thoughts, but I'm not going to tell you. You got to wait. So Sunday night we'll go through the 2017 series. If you have not watched the Rise of the Fall series, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a lot of glitz and glamour. It's not a lot of it's not sexy, it's not entertaining. It's just me going through games from that season, going through stats, numbers with a little dialogue. And it's been very, very I don't want to say eye-opening, but it has reminded me and refreshed my memory of what's been happening since 2004. And I'm going to tell you right now, I said it before, this 2017 season, a lot of folks think of that as the greatest thing since 2001, 2002. But that 2017 season, after going through the numbers and looking at stuff, some people may not like what I have to say about the 2017 season, because Miami very well could have lost 6 or 7 games that season. Guru! What's up, brother?
Chilling.
Hey, bro, welcome to the Friday Night Free for All, man.
Yeah,
this is just.
I ain't been on the free falls. I got to
join
the free falls.
Like I said, I've been so wrapped up on that Rise of the Fall. I'm like, man, when's the last time we just talked?
Hello. I seen your little dog. I said, that look almost like my dog.
Man, let me tell you. Let me tell you about old girl. So the wife decided to join that little foster parent puppy dog thing, and she brought that little thing home. Poor thing, apparently somebody didn't want her and her brother or some crap, left them out in the wood. You know how it is. They drop them off, you know. And poor thing was nothing but skin and bones. She was scared to death. And, you know, me personally, I have a thing for dogs. You know, I'm a German Shepherd guy. Okay. But she brought that poor thing home and, you know, we gave her love and you know, play with her. And she's done fattened up a little bit. She probably a little bit over a year or so, but she got that meathead, you know? And I'm like, yeah, she probably got a little bit of that pit in her somewhere, but you know, she's, you know, she's doing good. She's doing good. And I'm like, damn, she kind of look like Guru's dogs. I said this thing might be a little pit, but I tell you what, bro, she is. I tell you what, she holds her own with my German Shepherds, bro. She's a little quick for her. She's quick, you know.
She's real athletic, like real energetic.
Yeah, because you know, right? Because you know, with my two German Shepherds, which they're kind of like, you know, about a little bit less, about 2 years old, so they're still kind of puppies. They're kind of like two bulls wrestling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets involved. She's like a little cheetah. You know, she's too quick. But anyway, how you doing, brother? What's going on with you tonight, man?
Man, just got my grandson to sleep. We got a track meet tomorrow morning at Bishop High School. So the track meet right before district. So good luck to he and our team.
Man. Yeah. I look forward to the video montage that you will post.
Yeah, I have a few good ones.
And look, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Guru here, you can check his videos out on Studio One Live. That little Solomon, look, if y'all want to see a young man run his high end off, y'all check out Mr. Solomon. Okay. But, you know, when it comes to soccer, betting soccer, or watching young folks out there just running their legs off on a track, y'all need to go check out Studio One Live. And you know, usually I have my check it out corner and stuff, but you know, it's Friday night. I'm just chilling, you know, we'll talk about whatever, however.
Okay, I got a question. Start off the rip for you then.
All right.
Because it just remember that on one of your Rise to Fall episodes.
Okay.
We were talking about the D tackle, and it was like a question mark. Now we done got two big reagents, quote unquote.
Right.
It's the same way now.
Right. Yeah. You know, and honestly, my opinion with these young men that are coming in through the portal and whatever, you know, honestly, yeah, I'm excited. I'm anxious. But again, I want to see what happens on the field. You know, what kind of product, what we're going to have, you know, on paper, on video, on X, on YouTube, all that, it all looks really good. Okay. Of course, they just brought in that Mr. Tyler guy from Tennessee. And people have opinions, they have thoughts and theories, but you know, I just want to see what's on the field. I want to see the defense be the defense. You know, I want to see pressure on the quarterback to where the defensive backs don't have to sit there and try to stay in coverage for 7-8 seconds after the snap. And with that being said, because, we had the round table last night. I mean, I was at work last night, so I really wasn't able to really interject. And plus, I was really enjoying just listening to you fine folks talk. I really was. As much as the success that we want to see this year, I really am concerned about next year. I'm concerned about what's the game plan for the future. In other words, I don't want us to go into the TCU syndrome to where we come out, we go, say, 11-1, 12-0, playoffs, et cetera, be successful. And then all of a sudden, next season, we're old Mother Hubbard looking for a bone and the cupboard is bare, and I've said this, I've said this before, and whether you are a high school recruit or transfer portal person, whatever you like, I don't know what their end game is. I don't know what game plan they have behind closed doors. And when I say they, I refer to Mario and the coaching staff, the administration, the managerial, the leadership. Okay. I still haven't watched the whole Fletcher Momentum podcast interview.
I didn't want to watch it. Because I had a bad taste from the Ja'Cory Brown one, and I felt like that kind of led him out the door. And I was like, I said, it's interesting because he probably going to have some of the same sentiments that JB had, probably.
Well, actually, Mr. Guru, he didn't. Or I should say,
did he learn his lesson then?
I said it on my patio perspectives the other day. I'm sure he was advised on what to say and what not to say. But I watched about half of it way earlier this morning. Mm-hmm. And it sounded like, Mr. Fletcher was, it was kind of a different interview in that, Fletcher was just trying to make, Miami good, trying to get folks down there to play. It was a different style. In other words, with Ja'Cory Brown, it was more or less what happened. But with Fletcher, it seemed more or less,
Well, I'm glad you said that because you just sparked this in my brain. Now that you think about it, it is a different angle because Fletcher was praised. He started.
Right.
They would have been different if Ja'Cory Brown was I'm the starter. I'm being praised.
Right. And, also, I tell you what you need to do. And this goes for anybody who's watching now or watches later. They also had, Ja'Cory Harris on there. They had an interview with Amon Richardson, Brad Kaya. So, and, still to this day, Kaya is the number one passing yard leader in Miami history. And, this is just my personal take, and I don't want to be a spoiler alert for the next episode, but man, if Kaya would have stayed his senior season at Miami for 2017, dude.
Okay.
No disrespect to Malik,
Oh.
But again,
all due respect to believe.
No. I mean, because, and again, we'll cover this Sunday evening, but you know, Malik brought another dimension in that he was a little mobile.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to stereotype the young man, but he was a little bit more mobile.
Yeah.
But dude, you know, with Kaya, you know, I know everybody in Miami fandom, they always, you know, Ken Dorsey is the best. And then you start getting into your Testaverdes and Kozars and Walshes and Ericksons, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, that Kaya, bruh. Honestly, dude, if Kaya was in the wrong place at the wrong time, he was, you know, since I've been going through all these numbers and stats and highlights and looking at the big picture, you know, if you would have put Kaya with the 2001 team or 2002 team, bruh, I'm going to tell you right now, he was, to me, he was better than Dorsey because, and I'm going to probably be accused of anti-Kane, but I'm going to call it like I see it. Dorsey was a smart quarterback. He really didn't have the arm strength. Of course, he had the first round supporting cast.
Yeah. And
Kaya, poor thing. You know, if I'm just saying, you know, when you start interchanging these players throughout the history of Miami, you know, like I said, if you put Dorsey on the 2010 team, you know, you put Kaya on the 02 team. But one thing I will say this. One thing I have learned, the one common denominator so far in this Rise of the Fall series is the game day game planning. That's one thing I've noticed. And excuse me. One thing about 2017, there were some halftime adjustments made, but that 2017 season that ended 10-3 could have easily been a lot worse. They could have only won maybe 4 games, maybe 5 games.
Yeah, we won a lot of close ones. I remember that.
You know, and you know, it's crazy. And you know, and that's why, you know, like right now, 2024. Me personally, I still have questions and concerns about the defense. Now, yes, you got all these cats on the defensive line. What about the linebackers? You know, and again, our Achilles heel for the last however long has been defensive back play, cornerback, safety play.
We still can't cover a crossing route, like the little crossing.
Right. Now, again, I don't, and you know me, and you know how we are. We never, ever disrespect the kids, the young men. We never disrespect them, you know, and I'm just wondering if it's just the play calling on defense, dude. You know, I mean, hell, why not just drop 8 in zone? Drop, rush 3, drop 8. That's what works against us. You know?
Yeah.
But I will say this. Excuse me. As far as this coming season, we can make all the 10-2, 11-1, 12-0 predictions we want. But I'm still wondering how the defense is going to be. you know. And I believe I was, who was I watching? I think it was Coach Hayes the other night, and a caller made a very good point. You know, with all these cats coming in, what is that doing to the chemistry of the locker room? In other words, you know, what is that? You know, when things go rough.
Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
You calling me to pick you up?
Oh no, I'm already knowing they going, right? I was just checking in. I'm gonna be on like later though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got your key?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, well you cool then.
Tell him to bring some pizza home.
No, I thought he was calling me. I said, boy, you must ain't read the memo, but he just calling me. Anyway, sorry about that.
But no. Turn up the volume. What? Oh, Katie playing with us tonight. Anyway, Katie says turn up the volume. She just being funny.
You know. She's like, I want to eavesdrop. What y'all saying?
Katie just being funny on a Friday night.
I like Katie, man. Katie always.
I do. Hey, you know, it's so funny you say that because, you know, there's this group of us, you know, me, yourself, Cuban, Katie, Shad, you know, that's why I do this. You know, that's why I enjoy it. This is, I mean, I'm not doing this for the money, which I ain't getting paid. I don't do it for the views. Don't do it for, if you notice, I don't even ask people to like this. I don't ask people to subscribe, which by the way, my South Coast Kane channel is actually up to 72 subscribers. Holy crap. And I tell you what, I don't know what's going on with the algorithm or whatever the hell that crap is that YouTube does. But, you know, the last few episodes of our Rise of the Fall have been getting some views. Now, I'm sure they're not watching the whole damn 6 hours that happened last time. But I'm like, cool. This is crazy, bruh, because, you know, I'm kind of like you, Mr. Guru. You just put stuff out there. You do it. You put it out there. You don't care what happens. You just throw it out there. Just kind of share with everybody, you know?
Okay.
But, you know, it gets to the point, actually, I just enjoy the fellowship. I mean, I know a lot of folks say that and they're just blowing smoke up your ass, but, you know, I really enjoy it because, you know, like with Shad, I know people think we have a bromance going on, but if it wasn't for the YouTube and his truck seat confidentials, you know, and then of course yourself, Mr. Guru, I enjoy your perspectives, and of course, who doesn't love Cuban? You know, whether you agree or disagree, you gotta love Cuban. You know, and Miss Katie, God bless that young girl. She's just trying to get an education. She was brought to the games in a papoose during the early parts, but, you know, she stuck around. And, of course, you have all the other folks, you know, Crip and we're all them other guys. But anyway, and again, like, you know, with Shad's roundtable last night, you know, they need us, you know. But
I agree.
One thing I will say, you know, and I don't mean to be rude to anybody, because these cats that are doing the recruiting and watching and highlights and stuff, you know, they do a fine job. But, you know, the first thought I have is, all right, so you're giving all this attention to this high school senior, this recruit, whatever. My first thought is, wonder how long he would last, you know? Because let's face it, the whole point of what we've been saying, you know, myself, Shad, etc., is, you know, at first Mario was this master recruiter, this high school recruiter. He could bring in the talent. But then all of a sudden these recruits start transferring out. And then now he is a portal recruiter. And my concern, and maybe I'm just old school, bro. Maybe I'm old school.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have a foundation.
Exactly.
Okay. You have to develop the farm system. And I have a bad feeling that and I hope it's just an anomaly this year, but you know, you bringing these portal guys in to win and be successful now. But again, what happens next year?
No, but you know what? But guess what though? I just thought about this. It's been happening. Manning was bringing in portal guys who helped us big time. You know what I mean?
So, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not dismissing the portal. Okay. But I guess the question that has to be asked, and I don't know. But can you have sustained success, i.e., is Miami back, which was one of the roundtable topics?
Okay.
You know, can you have, and I don't like to look at it as, is Miami back? But is Miami able to have sustained success? And what I mean is, can they continuously be competitive? Oh my gosh, all this alliteration. You know, can they continuously be competitive for the ACC and national success?
Well, let me ask you a question. With that, let's play a quick rise of the fall, but you Manning Diaz, what that year, COVID year, when it was even 3, could have been, you know, whatever. And he used Rambo, we had Derek King, you know, all these Florida guys. Is it a downgrade or upgrade? That roster, this roster.
Well, here's the funny. Here's
Russo, Jalen Phillips.
Right. Oh, no. And I'll start with, I mean, when you get into that COVID stuff, it's really hard to make any comparisons because of the COVID situation, in that it was an anomaly. It wasn't like a normal situation. So, you know, and it's really, I want to make fair comparisons.
Upgrade, downgrade.
You know, it could, the potential could have been there, but unfortunately, I can't really answer that question because
you're looking at those players. What do you mean, South Coast Kane?
Well, I mean, it could have been the potential. The potential was there.
Just like the potential is here for this roster that hasn't played the game.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it is a fair comparison.
Exactly. Now, again, truth be told, when we play the upgrade downgrade game, which is we're trying to have a home edition made. We're still working and negotiating, but you know, honestly, dude, I'll be honest with you, Guru. When it comes to this upgrade downgrade, we're kind of having to think about 2023, which is completely different from 2024. Okay. You know, in essence, we really can't compare, you know, 2024 to previous years because we don't know. All right. But, it's just, I guess in a way, the upgrade, downgrade is just to kind of give validation to those young men that have played and the talent that we've had the last 20 years or so, I guess, Oh.
Well, then I would say, yeah, we are giving them that.
Now,
grade.
I will say this. Now, this is just my personal opinion. Oh, nah, Cuban, we are real live. Real live. Katie says Saturday Blitz. That was the name of it. Listed as one of the 3 teams likely to underachieve. Well, we'll get to that. But, it's like, okay, so you got Fletcher, right? Now he's injured. Still haven't heard what his injury is. There's Cuban. What's up, dude? I ain't seen you in a while. How you been?
Fake live.
But
I just joined the show. What's the topic?
Dude, it's just a Friday night. It's a Friday night free for all, Cuban.
Cocaine in the corner a little bit, but I was leading somewhere to it because he asked the question. He wanted to know what we're talking about, right? It ain't no topic, but this is where we at here now. He said, he asked the question. So Cocaine asked the question. He was like, is this sustainable, this portal and da-da-da, right? He's worried about next year, da-da-da. So I said, well, did Manning, that COVID year, let's play a game. Remember we playing the rise and fall. Is it an upgrade or downgrade, that Manning year? Well, he went in the portal, got Derek King and whatever, all those different guys. Was that a downgrade or upgrade? He didn't want to answer. He said, it's not a fair comparison. I said, what you mean? It's the same type of comparison. We just comparing the roster.
Well, here's the here's the thing.
Years.
Here's the thing, and it was a very good question. And my response was, with all the COVID going on, it was really kind of hard going by the numbers. But, it very well may have been. We just don't know because we didn't see anything on the field.
Well, okay, let me chime in right quick. Sorry, John.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
See, what's your name again? Is Huru the Guru or is it Studio One?
It's Hey Huru the Guru.
Huru the Guru.
The difference is Hey Huru the Guru, brought to you by Studio One Live Production.
Huru the Guru. All right. This difference. The difference is Manning had 2 quarterbacks sitting in the pipeline. Right? We don't have a quarterback sitting in the pipeline. So what Manny was doing, he was kind of building for the future. We don't even know who's going to start next year. When Manny was around, we could tell who was going to
take. He got off.
All right.
Did you say he got Poff?
Yeah, remember he believed in
Poff. Okay. Hang on. Hold up. Stop. 20-second timeout. All right. My opinion, the only thing that Poff can do is dunk shirtless because the dude looks like a Oompa Loompa out there. Okay. I know the spring game don't count. Okay. I know he has all these highlights from, where was he at? Albany. Okay. But unless he can bring the Doug Flutie magic, i.e. the Oompa Loompa stuff, I hate, this is just my opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but if something happens to Cam Ward, it's going to be like 2017 with Malik Rozier and Evan Sheriffs. I'm telling you, the drop-off in talent is like a friggin' cliff. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But Poffenbarger, if we were playing If he was still at Albany, yeah, fine. But wow, I'm just saying. I don't see it in Poff. He didn't display it in the spring game. That's all I'm saying. He was short. He couldn't see.
I didn't hear that sentiment before we got Cam Ward. I remember when he signed. When Cam Ward was like, "I'm going to the NFL," and we like, "Oh, we got Pop." We were looking for we were finding all the bright spots we could out of. Oh, look at him! He can do this. He can do that. You know, as the fan base.
But we still had Mr. Brown sitting there.
Yeah, we had a Jacory, and Jacory was going to start.
So what I'm saying is, Manning's rostered back then is an upgrade.
Yeah, it was an upgrade. And he had thing is he had backup.
See? Right. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, so with that said, it answers your question, what you asked earlier. Is it sustainable?
I don't
know.
Well, we had this question yesterday. I don't think what.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'll be finished in 1 second because I just want to answer it. I was leading up to this point. It was a trick question, reeling you in because you asked, is it sustainable? Listen, Manning Diaz. Okay. You don't want to give the COVID year,
Well, no. What I'm saying is it's hard. It's not a fair comparison. That's all.
It's a season. Yeah, they short a game, so they're gonna be unfairly judged because they got shorter games. Right. But y'all still rate them as an upgrade. So it must not be too unfair.
Well, we haven't got there. We haven't got there yet.
I just said y'all said, man.
Well, it probably would have been, I would say as of right now, even though we haven't
be too. I'm thinking so too. I'm not trying to trick y'all into
No, please.
The wrong answer. All I'm saying is, think about this. Okay, Manning had that team, did good, COVID year, maybe. Blah, blah, blah. So the next year, I felt like it was a few coaching blunders.
Yes.
And then we go on that 5-game winning streak.
Yeah.
And then we were fourth and I don't know what.
4th and 14.
14.
Manning still having the job, going to the SEC championship, and who knows what would be Miami now.
You're right.
So, according to not the panel, but the people, Mario has done one of the greatest jobs the portal has ever seen.
I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why. What happened?
No, you say you disagree, and I'm asking why. Okay, answer that. Tell me why.
First of all, Mario has done horrible evaluations in the portal. Only 2 of his 28 portal players got drafted, and they were not drafted in the high rounds. They were drafted in the 6th. Hold on. No, I have to use my historical information. What do you want me to do?
No, we going Manning year versus this year's team. Remember? We rated Mario's team who hadn't played a game and compared them to all those teams in the rise of the Canes. So why
I'm using Mario's history against him. He has not proven that he knows how to evaluate from the portal.
So I don't know all these portal players the whole time. So in the back of your mind, you've been using Mario's history against him. That's why most of the time it's been an upgrade for you, Cuban.
I'm using what he's done at Miami. I don't give a damn what he's done at Oregon. I'm not being biased. I'm evaluating what he's done at Miami. Okay. I don't care what he's done at Oregon, Alabama, FIU, right? Because if I want to be petty, I could pull up all the things he did at FIU and how horrible of a job he did. I can't compare those two type of programs. I'm comparing them what he's done at Miami.
But no, I'm just saying, as far as the rating of the players, because they could be bust, just like you get a bunch of 5-star recruiting classes, they could be a bust. But they got Cam Ward, Damian, whatever, 2 big D tackles. I mean, come on, we got some a center to plug up.
Okay, you're right.
When was the last time you seen one of those plays,
You're right. You're right, Guru. You are absolutely right. Unfortunately, we can't go yay or nay because we haven't seen those fine young men perform on the field yet. As far as Miami goes, okay, yes, we can go by what they've done before. Okay, but I'm just telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, when we do our comparisons to like 2016, you know, and I'll tell you right now, I'll take Brad Kaaya over Cam Ward.
You can't do that because you just said.
But again, if Cam Ward comes out this 2024 season and he throws for, 3,500 yards and he throws for, say, 20 touchdowns, maybe 5 picks, okay? And the team wins, 11, 12 games. Martinez comes in, averages 125 a game. I'm fine. I don't care. Look, I don't care who is quarterback. I don't care who is running back. As long as Miami is successful, and if Cam comes in, Martinez comes in, if Tyler, on the defensive end comes and they make the team successful, hey, I will say, hey, these guys are legit. In other words, I'm not saying, again, I've seen the spring game, but it don't count. Spring game. It's a spring game. Okay. It's spring game. But, from what I've saw in the spring game with Cam Ward, he looks like what he should look like. In other words, he's this is his 5th year as a quarterback. So, that's what you would expect. Okay. Now, to sit here, I don't have a reference point to compare a Cam Ward at Miami with a Brad Kaaya at Miami because Cam Ward has not had the opportunity, and it would not be a fair comparison. Now, again, with the upgrade-downgrade, we really don't know what to use. We just kind of take a hybrid of 23 and what we think 24 will be. Okay, and I will tell you this. I will say this. And it's a spoiler alert, so any of y'all who are waiting for Sunday night's edition of the new Rise of the Fall, close your ears, hit mute. I'll tell you right now, 2024, I'll take the quarterback room in 2024 over 2017.
What?
After you just puffed on Puff name?
Hold up. 2017.
Puffed on Puff name, man. What'd you say?
Just based on, I really would. That's just the quarterback room. So don't persecute me too hard.
No, I'm just trying to see this roster. Who was a quarterback?
Well, in the quarterback room for 2017, you had Rozier and Sheriffs. And
I got you on that.
Again, it was Rozier's second year. He really didn't have much.
Hold on. We had Rozier, Sheriffs, N'Kosi Perry, and Vinny Testaverde
Jr.
and Cade Walton.
Again.
Yeah, we had. Sorry, Jordan.
So it comes down to would you rather have N'Kosi Perry or Emory Williams and Puff. That's what it comes down to then.
But then again, N'Kosi didn't get. The only people that got playing time in 2017 that I saw, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, was Rozier and Sheriffs. Because unless I missed something,
right,
I didn't see anything for N'Kosi and all those other fine folks. You know, I'm just saying, again.
Yeah.
Again, I have not seen until we see.
You still can judge it. It's so.
You're right. And again, I am not anti-Cam. Okay, but until we see what Cam can do, because I can tell you right now, I promise you, Guru, I promise you, come December, I'm sure there will be some
Cam or D King.
I don't know. He will either be king or court jester.
No,
one of the two.
No, it's a fair
one of the two.
Know why? Because all you got to do is look at the Houston stats for King and look at the Washington State stats for Cam, and where's it come? You're
right. But unfortunately, here's the thing: if we're going to be hear me out. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm doing is trying to establish. We have to establish a standard. In other words, what Cam did at Washington State, what Martinez did at Oregon State, what D'Eriq King did at Houston. That's fine. That's cool. I'm not disrespecting anything they did.
I want your standards.
Once you put that Miami uniform on, it's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, if you're the coach, then South Coast came, and you're going to end up playing game 1 against Florida, and you can get D King, or you can get Cam Ward, who is South Coast Kane rocking with.
No, I got a better question. Because I don't want to waste.
This ain't no disrespect.
No. It's a very good question. Good question. Are we talking about D'Eriq King, who's already played for Miami?
No, we talking about D'Eriq King as we was like looking at him at Houston.
Straight out of Houston.
We getting him from Houston.
That's a good question, dude. That's a damn good question, Guru.
D'Eriq King threw for 50 touchdowns or whatever. He had 50 touchdowns combined.
The problem that smashed that Washington State team, they went head up against each other. And if they actually played when D King was at Houston, they might have smashed them.
That's a good Guru. That's good, dude.
I would rather have D'Eriq King.
That's a good question because, And honestly, it's kind of hard to think of D'Eriq just coming out of Houston without any of the Miami stuff. That's a good question.
But D'Eriq was amazing.
But here's my thing. Are you using the 2024 team for this analogy, or are we using the?
No, I'm just
2019. You know what I'm saying?
And my whole point is the portal thing is sustainable. It's just a matter of the coach is going to make the coaching decisions that need to be made. That's all.
And here's the thing. When it comes to the portal, I'm not anti-portal. I'm not pro high school recruiting. All I'm asking is, can Miami sustain success, or can Miami be back just depending on a diet of a primarily portal diet, or do they do better doing the high school recruiting? That's all I'm asking, because this is something I've been kind of thinking about, in this day and age. And, we talked about this on the Chubb Z show earlier. This is the new world, the new face, the new whatever of college football, where you have the transfer portal, NIL. That's the new college football. And what I'm getting at is basically with just Miami. Okay, because that's all I know is Miami. Okay. Can Miami have sustained success, i.e., be back with just trying to get portal players and versus the high school recruits and building a farm system. That's all I'm asking. I don't know.
Well, we asked this question yesterday on Shad's show, right?
Exactly. And that's what I'm referring to, Cam.
Yeah, Shad asked
Cuban.
the mighty question, if we have an 11 or 12 win season, are we back? My answer is no. I am anti-portal as it could be, especially with this coach, because this coach, his specialty is quote unquote is high school recruiting, right?
Right.
So,
right.
It's funny, Jordan. It's when I first joined this show, it was my first question to you was
remodel or rebuild,
right?
Exactly.
And we are still remodeling this stuff. We have not gone through a rebuild yet. Right. This year would have been a perfect year to play all the young players because next year's schedule is going to be tough. So what's going to happen is this year we're going to have a good record. We're going to win between 11 and 12 games. Next year we are going to have a average to below average record, and everybody's going to say you got to give it time because last year we had all these players. Now we're talking about not next year, not 2026, 2027 is no, we're in 2024. Sorry, 2025, 26 is when we could really evaluate Mario's program because I'm gonna tell you next year. Next year we don't have a Mario quarterback yet, right?
Nope.
It's going to and it's going to be a struggle, right? But I hate what we're doing now. I hate we're getting all these portal players because this is my thing. If Mario would not have taken the transfer this year,
right,
our record would have been 9-3 or 8-4, right? And we could have built on that on the next year. But now with all this portal mumble jumble, who the guru saying that Cam Ward is the greatest quarterback on the face of this earth, I don't get it, man.
But Cuban, the only problem is, let's just say he did what you said. Didn't get no portal. Win 9-3, 8-4 Latin, but all these young players play. They might leave.
Leave where?
Transfer next year.
Why are they going to transfer?
Money and all kind of different little stuff with this portal and this NIL and people. Listen.
So you're going to transfer after starting and playing again and all this playing time, then going to another program and you're not guaranteed.
Let's say you do good and we 8-4, 9-3, right? And Georgia come calling, i.e. Kobe Young. You know what I'm saying? Or one of those big programs come call, hey man, we got an extra 250,000. We saw what you did. Hold up, and they used us as one of those mid-tier programs to pick out our program. I don't want that to happen either, Cuban.
Hold up, who the guru? You got on me and Jordan talking about when I said, hey, I don't know if we keep Mar, we have a positive season because we can't afford him. Now you want to talk about money and not affording the players?
Who we couldn't afford now? Say, repeat that part again.
Remember, you got on me and Jordan, right? Talking about that, oh, y'all don't want Mario here because I said that Mario might not be here at the end of the year because we cannot afford Mario, right? If we can't afford Mario, if we can't afford players, what makes you think we could afford Mario at the end of the year?
I didn't say nothing about can't afford players. I was telling you, where's Mario going when we already done paid him the big bucks?
You think he's want more money?
Increase $1 million or $2 million by here or there?
He's a capitalist. He's going to want more money. He's going to request, I want to be the highest paid coach in college football, whatever. Right? I want to get paid $15 million.
Bro, he gonna have no
studio every year. Every year,
one year ain't gonna let him claim that.
What?
He got to win about 2 natties to be able to say, okay.
What did Norvell want to get a pay raise?
Even if he listen, let's just say he go 11-0, 12-0, and ask for a pay raise, and
if you don't give it to him,
someone's gonna go up anyway.
Huh?
Each year, the prices of the coaches are gonna go up every year anyway.
And you got to pay him, and is Miami going to pay that?
We already did.
Now here's another tidbit, might be off menu, but we talked about this earlier, Cuban, but with this NCAA lawsuit and all that, you paying all these players and all this money and stuff, you also have to think about the coaches. Now, yes, I agree. If Miami goes, 11-1, 12-0, goes into the playoffs, and let's say they're successful. Okay. Well, yeah, one or two things, maybe three things will happen. One, okay, Mario just continues, nothing changes. We try again for back-to-back or whatever. Two, Mario uses that, like Cuban says, for more money. Okay. Or three, Mario takes that success because he may know that this success may not come again and uses that success from 2024 as leverage to better himself vis-a-vis whatever. Now, that's why I'm saying, and I'm really curious that with all these high school recruits, and again, this is not anti-Mario. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. You have all these high school recruits from, I know 2022 didn't count. And you have some of these young men who signed last year. They left transfer portal because you brought all these cats in. Now, what I'm getting at is right now, as of today, all right, was it 23rd of May, 2024? As of today, right now, with what has transpired so far this off season, i.e., these guys transferring out, transfer guys coming in. Can Miami have sustainable success continuing down the path that we've already been on for the last few months? You see, does it make any sense? In other words, okay, so let's fast forward. Let's hop in the DeLorean, and it's December, the early signing period for the high school recruits. And let's say Miami gets these. Let's say Miami has a top 5 class. All right. Now, here's the thing. Cam's gone. Martinez is gone. All these portal guys, let's say they're gone. Going into this time next year, is Miami going to do the portal thing again? In other words, again, I guess I'm old school in that you have to build the farm system. And the portal to me is just a quick fix until the young guys are able to be able to play. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to ask you this then. Are you trying to tell me y'all just said we're going to go 12-0 because we patching it up and we ain't going to get no recruits after going 12-0 in Miami?
No, sir. I am not saying we're not getting recruits.
What
no,
about
sir.
You?
What I'm saying, I don't think we're going to get recruits, because if I'm a recruit, why am I going to go to Miami when you're going to get a portal player? Right?
And that's a good point.
Why is a good point when you're going to get a studio? Let's think about this whole defensive line. There's one Mario recruit starting in the projected defensive line. So you mean to tell me all these players he recruited are going to be backups? I'm trying to play. I'm not trying to be a backup to this guy from Marshall and NC State and Michigan State. I am the number one recruit in the nation. You mean to tell me I got to sit behind this dude from MC State and Michigan State and all these places? What do they do?
Not necessarily, because I've seen some Porter dudes don't start.
Yeah, but these dudes are going to start. And Mario, what if we're thinking about this as grown people? Just think about this as kids. I am trying to play. I am not trying to.
I have no problem when Manny got Jalen
right.
Phillips, your boy from Temple came in.
Yes,
I had no problem with it then.
Right, and again, Guru. You know, let's look at some of the Manny players that were here when Mario got here. And again, we can do this with.
But
you can sorry, do this for the last.
There's a huge difference from what Manny, Phillips and Buddy from Temple. They went first and third round.
I just think it makes the top dogs come to us, and we don't gotta get those second tier recruits no more.
Now, here's the thing: you got to realize Al Golden recruits made Mark Richt successful. Let that sink in for a second. Think about it. You see the vicious circle? In other words,
that's right. Until we stop blaming it on these kids and the recruits and their Porto.
No. I'm not blaming it. I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming. What I'm saying is, okay, Mario comes in 2022. Okay. 2022 was a shit show. Okay, it was a shit show. Now, you can argue, well, that's Manny's recruits, that's Mario recruit. I don't care whose recruits they are. Okay? The team did not perform. Okay? 2023. Okay? I don't care whose players, who recruited, who whatever. QB, how you doing, man? Again, see, me personally, Guru, I don't care who brings in the recruits. I don't care whose players they are. I just want to see these young men set up for success and the team is successful. But 2023, again, we're still, you're kind of in this transition period. In other words, Mario wants to do his thing. It's kind of like the new boyfriend syndrome. You're the new boyfriend of the girlfriend who just broke up with old dude, and you want to be successful with old girl. You don't want to be you want to be better than the other boyfriend, and yada, 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 yada. And, a lot of folks get hung up on, Manny's guys, Mario's guys, etc. But, here we are in 2024. Okay, Manny. Okay, let's take away 2022 because we don't know who it belongs to. Okay? Let's look at 2023. Okay? Mario, it's basically he has the ownership of that high school recruiting class, 2023. Very good class. Very good class. Okay? But for some reason, again, these young men decide to leave. Okay. When Tyler Van Dyke left for Wisconsin, or let's say Tyler Van Dyke left, all of a sudden you hear people talking. We have to have a portal quarterback. Why? You got Jakari Brown, Emory Williams. Why do you need a quarterback? Henry Parrish and what's his face? They leave. Chaney leaves. We have to have a running back in the portal. Why? Okay. You had Jakari Brown sitting there. He took a redshirt year so he can learn and develop according to what he said. He wanted to develop and get better. Okay. And then all of a sudden, he obviously we need another quarterback. Okay. Same thing with the running back. We have to have a portal quarterback. Why? You got Jakari Brown sitting there. You got Trevante Citizen. Okay. You have, the guys in the running. In other words, what I'm saying is, the powers that be, they say we have to have. Why do we have to have it? Because why not? And I talked about this a while back. You're in Mario, you're in year 3. Okay. Nobody's really expecting much. They're expecting you to do better than basically 7 and 6.
Ding, ding.
Okay. That's all they expected. They're expecting 8, 9 wins. Progression. Okay. And, you didn't, you go and you get the Poffenbarger. You get the Cam Ward. Jakari Brown says, man, fuck this. I'm out of here, bro. Yeah, I've done all this and y'all do I'm out of here. Okay. Parrish, Chaney leaves. Trevante's like, cool. My chance to shine. Y'all bring in Martinez. Screw this. I'm out of here. Okay. And it's like, I think, okay, if Mario had a problem with the players that were here when he got here, it's kind of like the new husband who marries a chick who has a kid, sends the kid off to boarding school. Okay. If you come in and you have these players that aren't your players because you have to have total control, I don't get it. Because we've been through this after Schnellenberger, after Johnson, after Erickson, after Butch, after Shannon, Coker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm getting at? And again, this is no disrespect to the young men. But I don't understand why Mario is putting all of his eggs in one basket in 2024 vis-a-vis the portal when you have all these recruits that are leaving. I don't get it.
It's because
next year in 2025, what do you have? You have no Cam, you have no Martinez,
no Restrepo, no George,
exactly.
No defensive line, no linebackers, no safety.
Exactly. In other words, here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing. Back in the day, Miami did not rebuild, they reloaded. You had cats on the second string that could start anywhere in the country. Okay. And now it's this, we have become an instant grits society in college football. Do it now. Don't worry about tomorrow. Do it now. And me personally, this is just me. I'm not worried. I mean, yeah, I want success today, but what about tomorrow? What about the next day? What about the next day? In other words, I don't want Miami to be 2024 national champions, but then 2025 they win 6 games. No, I want Miami to come out.
You don't want to be Michigan State. You don't want to be Michigan State. Remember that?
Right.
State? Yeah.
Right. I want Miami to come out. I want them to be successful. Get the 10, 11, 12 wins this year. Go to the playoffs. Go to the first, second round. Next year, 2025, go further in the playoffs. 2026, win it all. 2027, make it to the semifinals. 2028, win it all. 2029, made it to the quarterfinals. 2030, hey, we made it back to the finals. 2031, we win it all. You see where I'm getting at? In other words, I don't want to have this one and done, TV dinner success. In other words, have it sustain continued success, because again, I go back to Schnellenberger come in. He had a 5-year plan. And at that 5th year, they won the national championship. Jimmy Johnson comes in. They have a little issue, stumble. And then they win it. They build themselves up and they win it. Even though they should have won it in 85, but half of Tennessee's players were hopped up on drugs. But they won it. All right, Dennis Erickson. Same thing. Butch Davis comes in. Whole different subject. But he builds it up. Wins it all. All right. And then, here comes Coker. And then everything goes to shit. In other words, I'm not, how can I say this? I'm not ridiculing or criticizing what's going on right now. Okay. But is the model, the business model that is being initiated, is it going to be sustainable? Because let's face it, guys, let's face it. All we want is for Miami to be successful and for us to say, ha, 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 we kicked your ass. That's all we want. And all I ask is, can we continue to do that under the present business model? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. And let's face it. The transfer portal, NIL, is basically free agency. All right. Even the Yankees, they buy their championships, but eventually you have to depend on your farm system. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I just have this bad feeling. I have a bad feeling that 2024, until I'm proven wrong, is going to be no different than what we've seen the last 20 years. I don't know, because you can have. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm a lot nicer tonight. you can have all the offensive weapons. You can have an arena league offensive attack. But again, defense. Yeah, you have these guys coming in on the defensive line. But what have we heard about the linebackers? What have we heard or learned about the defensive backs? You know, you can score 50 points, but if you can't keep the opposition down below 51, what's the use? You know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know. All right, Guru, tell us something. Cuban, tell us something. Come on.
I don't know. I was just gonna say, I lost my train of thought, Cuban.
Well, this is my thing. We are not building this correctly. The thing that I'm disappointed at is Mario saw how Butch built it, right? Butch built it with Ed Reed getting bombed by Penn State, Mike Rump getting bombed. His puppies were getting destroyed. Florida State scored 1,000 points against us. Bobby Bottom was making fun of us like, is Miami ever going to be back? This is embarrassing. But guess what happened when those puppies turn adults?
Right.
They were Hall of Fame players. Right?
Exactly.
Your puppies are going to get beat up. This year would have been a perfect year to let your puppies get built up, because I'm listening to the fan base and to the Canes creators and everybody else. You keep telling me Mario's an elite recruiter. If he's an elite recruiter, let these elite players play this year when there's an easy schedule. Let them get beat up. Let them get their muscles in. Then go after it the next year and the year after that. Because this could have been a setup. Because this is my thing. The ultimate goal at Miami is to do what?
To win.
Win what?
Win the championship.
Win a national championship. We're not Florida State that we want the ACC championship. We don't care about ACC championships. We care about national championships, right?
Exactly.
Were we going to win the championship when 22? No. We want to win the championship at 23? No. We're going to win the championship at 24? No. So what is the purpose of getting all these portal players if we're not going to win a national championship? If you would have played your elite recruits, right, you could have potentially been in championship contentions within next year or the year after that, like Clemson is doing. Clemson, I'm telling everybody right now, Clemson is the dark horse to win the national championship. The championship game is going to be Clemson versus Georgia. Because
and that's a good point, because this is just me personally. I would have rather have not had Cam, not have Martinez, let Jakari come in, let Trevante and Chris and all them, let them get out there and play. And let's try to get 8 to 9 wins. Okay? Because, you have to plant the seeds today in order for the flowers to bloom tomorrow. And what I mean is exactly what you said, Cuban. Maybe we're just old school, Cuban. Maybe we are. But,
I think
Mario's in year 3. There really, let's be honest, there are no expectations under normal circumstances. Okay. Why not save the $1 million on the quarterback? Okay. Why not save the money you spent on the running back? Because you have. All right, here I go. Here's the thing. I don't understand why they went out and got Cam. I don't agree with that. We don't need Cam Ward. We did not need Edgar Martinez or whatever Martinez's name was. We don't need him. Okay. You had Jakari Brown Emory Williams. Okay. You had, Luke Fletcher was going to come back eventually. You got Trevante, you got Chris, you got all these cats that run it. We did not need a portal quarterback. We did not need a portal running back. Because just like Cuban said, again, maybe I'm old school, but, let the young guys take their lumps. Let them learn, and they'll be stronger. Think about, back in, 97, 98, 99. Okay. If it worked back then, it'll work today because it's just football. I mean, I'm just saying, but again, I'm kind of personally, I really hope that everything works out. Don't get me wrong. I want things to work out. But what happens when Cam is gone and Martinez is gone? That's all I'm asking. What happens next year?
Well, my thing is there is a standard, right?
Yes.
The reason why they flew planes on Butch Davis because Butch Davis was not winning national championships.
Right.
I don't know where this, where we just start to settle for. Oh, that's why I'm expecting a national championship this year. You guys think I'm joking? And Studio was laughing at me yesterday. I am expecting a national championship this year.
Yes.
Because if we don't get a national championship this year, we're not getting one no time soon because we went all in. We don't have any backups for next year, right? So it's like we're, it's like we're.
But listen to what you just said. No time soon. When last time we had a national championship?
2023? 2020, 21, I mean?
01.
22. We won a national championship in 22. I don't care what anybody tells me. I turned my TV off. I don't know about you guys. I turned my TV off. I celebrated, and then 20 some odd years later, people want to tell me elsewise. I'm like, that's TV. I saw what I saw. We won a national championship.
I would love to take a natty right now and then maybe drop off the 8-4 next year. If that happens.
No.
Listen, hold on. Taco. I ain't saying I want that to happen, but I'll take that right now, bro.
I will take it too. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll be honestly.
And then the next year go 8-4 and have a little shit talk we can do, and we'll get, you know what I mean?
Honestly, I'll take national championship and say 9-3, 10-2. In other words, continued, a little drop off. Maybe not 8-4, but maybe just a little.
But that next year, our quarterback, right? And then we can win another one this year now.
Right. In other words, have the drop off a few games, but then boom, you're right back in it. Okay, you take a couple of punches, and Shad, you're into this boxing stuff. Take a couple of punches, a little rope a dope, and then bam, 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 you go Tyson on the ass.
To me, 8-4 is the minimum drop off you can make to really consider yourself to be able to say, we can get back to the playoffs next year. We just had a.
Well, I think next year we got Clemson, Notre Dame, Florida State,
and SMU.
And SMU. We got. We have a real tough schedule.
So theoretically, we could be a lot better than 8-4 if that happened.
But again, after the 2024 season, when we get into the 2025 season, who's the quarterback? Who's the running back? I mean, will Fletcher be back? I mean, could this be a Amon Richardson season-ending, career-ending injury?
Don't say that.
I don't know. I don't know. If Fletcher comes back, great. Okay. But again, let's be honest with ourselves. If Cam Ward is successful and Cam Ward is doing his thing and winning games, do you think Emory Williams is going to get into the ball game? Do you think Luke Nichols is going to get into the ball game? Judd Anderson, are they going to hang on? Scratch Luke Nichols. Judd Anderson, is Judd and Emory? Are they going to get into the game? No.
Judd Anderson will never see us snap at Miami. Right. Let's get
exactly.
that out.
Exactly. In other words, you're putting as far as Miami goes, from what I see, they're putting all their money on Red 23, and they don't care.
No, well, this is gold. This goes back to why, Studio, you might not like it. This is why I say Mario's trying. This is my conspiracy theory, Studio. One, Mario's putting all his chips into leave this year.
Exactly.
You can call me whatever you want, Studio. I know you went away for a second, but this is my conspiracy. Mario's setting it up to leave after this year.
Because if Miami does not win double-digit games this year, then what's he got? If Miami wins double-digit games, he can move on to whatever. But if he doesn't, if Miami, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be, okay, according to Shad, who was on daddy duty, and me and Cuban had to step in for him today on Chubsy's show. Not trying to be anti-Kane, and we probably will, but I really don't give a rat's ass. If Miami comes out and they only win 8 games, oh my gosh, it is what it is. But
John, we've been doing what's
exactly.
Again, and I hate going back to it, John. Just when when Mario got hired and I started participating in your show,
right.
I was like, is this a rebuild or a remodel? If it's a rebuild, then rebuild. We're gonna have the same.
Right.
If we go 8-4, this would be the complete waste of year because we could have done the same thing with Judd Emery at quarterback.
Yes.
We didn't need a $10 million quarterback or no $20 million roster, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, what?
Exactly.
My thing is, what the hell are we doing?
Exactly. And again, that's why I would really like to know what the end game is. What's going on behind closed doors? What is Mario's goal? Because from what I see, and this is just my opinion, with the the portal and all this stuff, it's like you're wanting a one and done success story. That's what I'm seeing. I don't see anything to sustain the future, i.e. Clemson. Okay, all I see is you want to win right now, and what happens after that?
Well, it's funny. It's because what I was going to say is, why isn't Mario building this like he built Oregon?
Thank you.
Everybody's saying, "Oh, he built Oregon." That guy that comes on the show, I built Panay. Well, that guy's a doofus.
Yeah. Panay Sewell got paid.
Yeah, that guy is a doofus. It's like I don't respect that guy not one bit. Always coming on the show. I got Panay Sewell paid. Why aren't you building the program like you build Oregon? Right with. At Oregon, you got all the top players from every state and blah, 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 right? And, Mario built so on and so forth. But this is all portal built, right? To me, it's very disturbing that first of all, the top 5 players on the roster, right? Only one of them is a Mario recruit, right?
Right.
Everybody, I'm still waiting on the Mario go on the offensive line because I saw him get beat a lot, speed rush, and I'm like, I don't know if he's a tackle, right? Sampson is like, I don't know, right? Fletcher was getting hurt a lot this year, right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Let's relax on this this elite recruit stuff, or I mean, my whole thing is we got to get rid of this strength and conditioning coach because I think he's the worst strength and conditioning coach in America. But that's here nor there. I don't know, man.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy because I agree with you, Cuban. It's you hear. All you got to do is just go through the YouTube and look at the press conferences and look at all the stuff that was said. And, it started out as we're going to, high school recruits, and we're going to, the state of Miami. Those who know what I'm talking about, and then all of a sudden, these recruits are leaving. These high-ranking, top 5 recruiting classes out of high school. Okay. They transfer out. They leave. And then, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, shit. How do we fix this? Because I just went on camera talking about, recruiting and for the crib and all that stuff. They're all leaving. Well, you start bringing portal players in, and again, I have no problem with the portal if it helps fill gaps that you did not get in the recruiting class. But back in December and January, the talking heads, the CCC, said this was some of the best recruiting classes in Miami history.
I have a question, Jordan.
Okay.
What culture is being built at this program if you have a successful season and all the good players, all the players that won all these games leave next year? What culture is being built?
Okay, here's my take, my opinion on the culture. Okay, culture is not a tangible, touchable, tasteable object. It is just it's a behavior, it's a discipline, it's a way of life. Okay, it's not you can't touch it. And honestly, truth be told, I really believe the culture excuse is just that. It's something that you can blame it on because it's not really there. You can't touch it. If you had a talent level issue, if you had a facility issue, a weight room issue, if you had a scholarship issue, stuff that you can actually fix, culture, you can't, it's intangible. You can't, it's something you can't, touch or take. It's just, to me, culture, when they start talking about culture, to me, it's an scapegoat, in my opinion, because I have heard about this culture ever since Larry Coker, ever since Butch Davis, ever since Dennis Erickson, ever since I've always heard about culture, but yet nothing seems to be done about it. You know, it's like I understand what they're saying about culture, you know, the mentality, the discipline, the behavior, the expectations. All right. The accountability. Okay, I get that. But it's like anytime something goes wrong, it's always culture. We're trying to change the culture. But yet, you never hear any of this from other programs across the country. It's always Miami and culture. You know, and of course, truth be told, I primarily am focused on Miami. I don't really get into I'm not like others, and I'm not an Oregon guy. Okay. Hint, hint, Shad. You know, I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass about Colorado. I don't care about, you know, Alabama. I don't care about them. Okay. I concern myself with Miami. And every year, season after season, culture. It's always the C word. You know, I would have thought by now somebody would have had the culture figured out. Manny Diaz comes in. He knows South Miami. He understands the culture. Mario comes in. Oh, he played here. He knows how South Miami is, or South Florida is. He understands the culture. That's why when the replacement for Mario, okay, and it's, you know, it's going to, the day is coming. There will be a replacement for Mario. I recommend that they get somebody who has not one single ounce of ties to Miami. You need to get somebody who has bring them from Indiana. Okay. Bring them from Washington, not Dennis Erickson, but, you know, bring them somebody who is not tied or has no connection to the University of Miami, because every time Miami brings back one of their own, it never works out. You know, and so far Mario is, you know, he's fitting the bill, as they say. But as far as the culture goes, that's a crutch, man. That's just a blanket excuse to accommodate for the inadequacies of the coaching staff. I'm sorry, dude. That's just how I feel. You know? And with all, no, you know, all bullshit set aside. All bullshit set aside. I mean, this is, you know, let's be honest with ourselves. Get my camera. All right. So again, I know you young folks. I know you new fans. I know you. Again, I was going to start a new fad with, you know, we had the fanboy token. I was going to get a hex nut for the coaching fanboys, but let's be honest with ourselves. You know, y'all just bear with me, because, you know, it's my channel, my rules. If you don't like it, change the channel. I don't care. But all right, so Schnellenberger came in. and things were shit. And he had a 5-year plan. He came in, and then in '83 they wanted Jimmy John, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to go into it, but here's the thing. In my opinion, when Mario discredits or discounts or just don't give a flying fat fuck about the high school recruiting, even though you talk about, the state of Miami, when you disregard that and you decide to buy a championship vis-a-vis the NIL transfer portal, you have no sustainable success that you preach about. Because remember, he sat there in that press conference and pointed to that. This still carries weight, brother. This still carries weight, brother. And he says, how you do everything is how you do anything, or how you do anything is how you do everything.
I'm tired of these stupid slogans. TNM.
Yes. Exactly.
The pillars of the program.
Yes. Exactly, Cuban.
Once you come in with that bullshit, I'm like, all right, you're bullshit.
Thank you, Cuban. Thank you. Most people don't like your opinions, but I enjoy them and I anticipate them. But here's the thing. No, I'm not going to have a rant, but I'm just going to be honest with you because, it's my show. I don't care. What made the great coaches of Miami great? They built. They went through and they built the program up with talent. Okay? Look at Butch Davis. Whether you love him, you hate him, or you don't really care. Look what Butch Davis did. Amidst all the issues he went through, he built the program up through recruiting and talent. All right, look at and I know y'all aren't going to like this, but look at Golden. The problem with Golden was he didn't have the ball sack. Sorry, Katie, if you're still watching, or any ladies that are watching, Golden didn't have the nut sack to get rid of his friend D'Onofrio. Because by today's standards, okay, Mark Richt was only successful because of Golden. Because it was Golden's recruits that made Mark Richt successful. If you don't believe me, if you think I'm wrong, go look at it. I'm telling you, Mark Richt, and again, we're going to get into this Sunday night, and I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I don't really care. But Mark Richt's success was based on Golden's recruits. Okay? And, what I'm getting at is, you look throughout Miami history, every coach has been successful because of the success of the previous coach. Let that sink in for a second. And I encourage you, anybody who's watching this at a later time, go back, check out the numbers, look at the stats. Watch the games. Watch the highlights. Every coach since Howard Schnellenberger has been successful because of the success of the previous coach. Until now. Okay? With Mario. Y'all just deal with me for a second, because I'm so sick and damn tired of this bullshit that's being pushed by these other channels. Okay? Except for Mario. Okay. Mario comes in and he has a pretty damn good team. What the hell? I moved my mouse the wrong way. Sorry. Mario comes in. He has a pretty good team. Now, granted, Mario is this, he's the prodigal son. He comes back to Miami. He's one of Miami's own. He understands the Cuban culture. Sorry, Cuban Kane. Just let me hear me out. He drinks a little dark roast coffee or whatever the hell it is. He is the quintessential Cuban American. At least that's what they told us. He understands South Florida. He's in tune with South Florida and the folks and the high school players and the high school talent that is there. And, shout out to my man Shad, which, sorry, I wasn't really able to engage more in the roundtable discussion last night. I was at work. I was trying, but I was enjoying everybody else. But, you come out in 2022, you had injuries on the offensive line, and since you are the offensive line coach, you had Mirabel, the greatest offensive line coach in the history of NCAA football. You had nothing. But anyway, I just don't agree. I don't agree, and I'm really concerned as a Miami fan on why are you concentrating on these one and done success stories. That's all. Plain and simple. I don't get it. I still don't understand why you had to bring Cam Ward in here at $1 million. I don't understand why you had to bring Martinez in here, and God knows how much they paid for that. As a result of Martinez, you lose Trevante. Again, I'm not saying Trevante would have been the next Edgerrin James, but I would like to have seen what he'd have done.
But Jordan, you recruited 3 other running backs.
Exactly. Thank you, Cuban.
The hell exactly. We doing? And this is the running back position where you could be an All-American as a freshman.
Right.
What happened to this light guy? I mean, this is my thing. We got Fletcher, and he was a freshman. Yes. He played okay.
Yes.
I'm not going to say he played good. He played okay. Why can't Light and Chris Johnson and Hellcat, why can't they be,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, when we bring that topic up, and thank you, Cuban, that was perfect, right on time. You're absolutely right, Cuban. Why is it when that is brought up, we need a portal running back? Well, guess what? No shit. No wonder why everybody's leaving. these guys get a chance. I talked about this the other day. They bleed, they sweat, they cry, they leave it all out on Green Tree. Okay. Lord have mercy, the dogs are interrupting me. But these guys, they all do the work. They all put in the practice. You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, they think they have a chance to be the starting whatever, but yet you're going to slap them in the face and say, nah, we need a portal guy. And let me tell you something with Javonte Citizen. Everybody wants to make light because, oh, he just went to McNeese State. But again, he just went back home. That's what he did because he wasn't given the chance here at Miami. Whether he could have been, you know, he may have been the next, you know, Lamar Miller, or he may not have been. That's not the point. You know, he could have been either way, but he never got the chance. You know, you know, and you look at, you know, the receiving room. Everybody talks about Xavier. No disrespect to Xavier. Good guy, not disrespecting a player whatsoever. But everybody talks about X this, X that, X everything else. But, all right, hang on. I got to let the dogs out. Hang on just a second.
You're on mute.
Thank you, Cuban. Appreciate that. I guess what it boils down to is I'm just sick and damn tired of seeing all these feel-good, rah-rah, you know, stories about all this stuff, but yet I still just have, I got this feeling, you know, and, you know, it wasn't that long ago that I say you, but, you know, us, you know, you were ridiculed for drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, it seems like you're praised for drinking the Kool-Aid. And it's just, I don't know what's going on. Something funny, something crazy. And I'm not going guru, but there's something going on with all this feel-good propaganda about this team in 2024 because God forbid if things go south. Because come December, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I can only hope for the best. You know, if people want to call me anti-Kane, if they want to call Cuban anti-Kane, Guru anti-Kane, Shad anti-Kane, go right ahead. I don't care. But there's something about this portal stuff that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't get it. I really don't. But you know, And again, I notice you starting to see more of the schedule, the 2024, predictions. Y'all do know we got Shad in the building. Shad's probably on daddy duty. He's probably too scared to show his face. He's probably busy. But, it's cool. Shad says it boils down to y'all anti-Mario. Nah, I know what you're doing. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it do sound like that, though. They do sound anti-Mario hard.
But
boy.
see, here's the thing. I'm not. The last thing I am is anti-Mario. It's just that I've seen this same bullshit for the last 20, 25 years. And I've seen it. I've seen it.
So I got a question for Studio. Studio, why should I believe in Mario? I want to hear this.
I don't believe in Mario.
No. You sound like
no. But I think y'all blaming the wrong. I think y'all blaming the wrong reason.
Who's the reason then?
See y'all contradicting yourself. See y'all prove that it wasn't the players. Y'all already proved the roster's been good enough. You can go back to wherever you want to go back to.
Right.
So it got nothing to do with recruiting. He's not a good recruiter. He's a portal guy. He's not a portal guy. Manny did it in the portal. So what is it really?
Exactly. Thank you, Guru. I'm glad you said that because it goes back to what again, this is just my opinion. Agree with it, disagree with it. It is what it is. You got to realize the portal thing only started a few years ago. So from what I've seen, it's as far as Miami goes, it's game day, game planning decisions. That's what I'm coming up with. Period. Okay. Because honestly, Manny and Manny 2.0, known as Mario, those are the only two coaches in Miami history that have the luxury of transfer portal.
And money.
Mario has the NIL. Right? Okay. So from Schnellenberger to Manny and Mario, the only advantage that Manny and Manny 2.0 Mario has, other than Mario has the facilities, the weight room, no excuses, NIL, it's the game day game plan. That's all I got. I mean, I don't know what else it is. I hope somebody educates me. Somebody please educate me if I'm wrong.
Looking back on it, I will almost take Manny Diaz play calling and his game decision over Mario's, but take Mario's player acquisition and his portal, whatever. Even though it's not that much better, I ain't gonna say it's much better, but to me, on the surface, it looks better.
Right.
Because it's gotten better and better, more quality looks like appearingly, but game time wise, even though Manny did some questionable stuff, they got him better than this Mario so far.
And
hold on, can I interrupt right quick? Studio, I need somebody. I need somebody to explain to me what makes you think. People keep telling me this player evaluation that he's good at getting players. What good players has he brought to Miami?
Well, if I may interject, we'll find out in a few months, Cuban.
No.
So far. Oh, money, yeah. Money did. Money did.
Not him recruiting. It was the NILs that did that.
Right.
But I would have to go toe to toe, and it sounds like another show where we actually look at Manning's players versus Mario's players
at Miami. What you could whatever. I don't care. You could use Oregon. The only first Mario has one more first rounder drafted over Manning, and Manning was a coach for 3 years. Mario had Russo and Phillips, and Mario had Penei Sewell.
I just think where Mario get the edge to me is he did a lot better in the trenches than Manning. Not just my point.
How is that possible?
Line, all that.
How is that? Where do you see that proof at?
We ain't got to the Rising Cane versus the Manning teams, have we?
Not yet. Not yet.
We'll say that for that.
We're getting there.
I don't care what. I don't care what you.
A real detrimental line. You're not going to see that line we saw that Golden had. I guarantee you that.
I don't care what you tell me. I'd rather have Greg Rousseau, Jalen Phillips, or Ruben Bain. I don't care what you tell me.
I would too.
What about Ken Norton?
I'll take Ken Norton. I'll take McIntosh. I'll take all those players over.
Yeah. But again.
Listen,
McIntosh sounds like what's the name player?
Listen, check me out, studio.
That Rick player.
I would take a freshman Leonard Taylor over Ruben Bain.
No, I wouldn't.
Freshman. I'm not saying the better one. The freshman.
I take the freshman Ruben Bain, who had all them thousands of sacks in high school.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. No disrespect to Mr. Bain. Okay, no disrespect. But other than Mr. Bain last year, who was on the defensive line? Who else had success on the defensive line besides Bain?
This is my thing, Mr. Jordan. When Leonard Taylor stopped playing, Ruben Bain's numbers dropped.
Yep.
Okay.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right, Cuban. Because of the simple fact, this is just my opinion, is that offenses had to account for both Bain
and Leonard Taylor. Yes.
Okay.
So now
when all the offense has to cue on is Bain, that's easy. But again, with all the portal transfers on the defensive line, I hope that makes them all better. I really hope the defensive line is better. But yeah, Cuban, you're absolutely right.
I think one thing that really troubles me at Miami, and this is not a Mario thing, this is a player thing. Whenever a Miami player gets recognition, they suck the next year. Right?
Exactly. It's like it goes to their head.
Yeah, I guess you could look at Cam, you could look at Leonard Taylor, James Williams, TBD, whomever you want. When they have success one year, the next year they suck. I hope, Ruben Bain, because Ruben Bain's because this is something that was said on Shad's show. When you play at Miami, you have a target on your back. And that had to change his prediction, because I told him yesterday, hey, what do you think all these other schools think of Miami? Right?
Right.
And we are the Bama for everybody that we play, right? We're Alabama. So it's like now we are, everybody, no matter how bad we suck, everybody's gonna have Miami. That's a game I gotta pay attention to.
Cuban, I don't know who brought it up, but Miami is every other team's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that for for years. It's always, no matter, like you said, no matter how bad Miami is, no matter what Miami's record is, Miami Hurricanes are always the other team's Super Bowl. And it's been like that forever.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
go ahead.
Unfortunately, with Miami's defense always made the opposition's quarterback look like a Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
Okay. And unfortunately, it seems like Miami plays to the level of their competition. Yeah. Hey, we got Bryce online. What is going on, dude? How you been?
Yo, y'all.
How you doing, Bryce?
What's up, John?
Oh man, look, bruh. I'm glad you joined in this festival of free for all, but nah, bro. We just sit here talking. We're just off season rhetoric. Same old, same old. What's up with you?
I've been a little MIA, man. Been kind of been focusing on myself for a little bit.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I mean, I've been. We've been doing this Rise of the Fall series, and it's off season. Really ain't much going on. Baseball team is sucking lemons, and RDA ain't worth a shit. But, we're just kind of passing time. And I was thinking, it's Friday. Let's just talk about stuff. Let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
So, what's on your mind? You got anything on your mind, buddy?
Well, I would have preferred if the Panthers had gone up 2-0 tonight, but that's definitely not happening. So there's that. It's funny how you talk.
One thing we've been talking about for like the last 2 hours, I guess, is basically, and Cuban Guru, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but basically the one thing we've been discussing is the influx of portal players here lately, and what kind of sustained success will Miami have after this season?
Mm-hmm.
Do we continue to do the recruiting? Is this portal transfer stuff going to hurt us? Can we have sustained success? Or as the common folks say, if Miami, wins 12 games or whatever, is Miami back? Will they have sustained success with this portal? And, we're just kind of talking about, all these transfers out, transfers in. What does it do for the future of Miami football?
It's a very loaded question there, Jordan.
Well, here's the thing. In truth, it's very simple. So, yeah, you bring in Cam, you bring in Martinez, you bring in all these portal guys for 2024. Cool.
Correct.
Fantastic. But how does that contribute to the sustained or the success of Miami in the future?
Well, for starters, and anyone who can answer this question, how long do we even have these guys that we got through the transfer portal? How long do we even have them?
1 year.
Yep. Probably about 1 year.
1 year. I mean, 1 year of success, and then basically to see how the other guys do. Like, I get the whole, like, us picking up another running back I get that because I don't know what's going on with Fletcher, to be honest with you. I don't know what his health is. I mean, I kind of get why we picked him up. Henry Parrish, not saying he wasn't bad here at Miami. He did his thing, but I think they wanted more of a guy that, brings a little bit more impact. But then again, running back room is always going to make an impact no matter what. Who else do we get? I know we got that wide receiver out of Houston, which I kind of get it because of our offense coordinator, the Houston connection there. I kind of get that. I kind of get that as well. The cornerback out of Marshall, I think. Get that too. So yeah, I mean, I can go on and on and on. I mean, I think these guys will have good success. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
So the question is, what is the future of the program?
Exactly. And Bryce, we're not picking on you, but as far as 2024 goes, okay, cool. We got it. But what happens after 2024? When Cam's gone, Martinez is gone, et cetera.
So you guys are basically saying like what happens once this season's over? Then
what happens in 2025? We don't. In other words, I'm afraid. Me personally, I'm afraid it's an old Mother Hubbard going to the cupboard for a bone for the old dog. I got a feeling that with the guys from the recruiting classes the last few years that have left, okay, and the eligibility of the guys that are transferring in, 2025, we might be at square one again, and that's not even taking into account those who may transfer. Okay, those who may forego their senior season or whatever. But in other words, okay, you got all these cats coming in for 2024. What happens in 2025? That's the whole thing. What do you think, Bryce?
Boy. Y'all hear me all right?
I hear you.
Honestly, it's a lot that can happen,
Right. And see, here's the thing, Bryce. I'm not picking on you.
No.
That's the situation we find ourselves in as a program, in that nobody knows. Nobody can answer that. And I'm not picking on you. You did exactly what everybody else has done. Everybody's so keyed in on 2024 that when you ask about, all right, so what happens the next year? Nobody can answer. Or they'll come up with whatever. But my point is, all right, cool. You got 2024 under control. But again, what does that do for the sustained success, which goes to, is Miami back? Okay. What does that do for the sustained success of the program? If you're just going to bring one and done guys in on free agency, NIL, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah. No, I completely get what you're saying, but in terms of Is Miami back? Would Miami be back this year? We don't know. We don't know because we haven't taken a single snap this season.
Right.
And
which here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bryce. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Say if in the 2024 season, though, let's say Miami wins 12 games. Let's say they go 12-0. Let's say they go 11-1. Make it to the playoffs. Does that mean Miami is back?
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't necessarily go that far. I would say it's a building block. It's what I would say. I would say it's a building block.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like if I were to sit here and say, is Miami back? Well, here's how you would say Miami's back. Obviously, we know Mario Cristobal is a hell of a recruiter. We all know this, but
I don't know that.
Well, I don't think Cuban knows that, but go ahead, Bryce.
But no. Again, I'm not putting you on the spot.
Hold on. Bryce, no, 1 second, Bryce, because you're an outside opinion. Please tell me why he's a good recruiter.
Why is he a good recruiter?
Yep.
Well, look at our past recruiting.
Okay. Yep. No, you still haven't answered the question. Why is he a good recruiter?
I mean, a lot of the guys that we have, most likely wouldn't be on our squad right now. They probably would be playing at another school right now.
That's you can say that for every player in the nation, right? You can't recruit every single player in the nation, but name me the elite players that he's recruiting.
Back then or now?
Now, whatever. You can use whatever. Back then, now, sure. As a head coach.
With Miami or when he wasn't with Miami?
Miami and Oregon.
I would recommend stay with Miami.
No, you could go to Oregon. Go to Oregon too. I'll give you
okay.
Oregon.
Okay. Do your thing, Bryce. Bring him out. And again, Bryce, don't feel intimidated. Nobody's picking on you.
I need somebody to answer the question. He made me feel like the flat Earth theory, bro. Because I was trying to actually think, like, dang, I can't really think really.
No, I get it, man. I get it.
This is because it's like you cannot name your elite running back, quarterback, receiver, linebacker, cornerback, safety, tight end that he has recruited. Kicker. Man recruited the number one kicker of the nation.
Okay.
Oh, we do have Abram coming in. Or was that a Manny player?
Bang.
Abram was 2022.
Ruben Bain.
Yeah, he's elite. Yeah, Ruben Bain is elite. But Bryce, my thing is, it's what people keep saying he's elite. Mm-hmm. I'm like, according to what 24/7 and Rivals, right? Is he recruiting like?
So then let's not use the word elite. So would you say he's a good recruiter then?
No, I cannot say that. He doesn't have the proof. I need to, if I go to Nick Saban, I could tell you Nick Saban every player that he's recruited that has been elite, right? Kirby, I can tell you all the Kirby elite players.
Now Cuban, Shad has been throwing names out in the chat, so
Ty Thompson transferred at 10 schools. Travis Dye transferred to like 30 schools.
Penei Sewell got paid.
Penei Sewell got paid, yes.
But, again, Bryce, please relax. But, here's the thing. So, the 2023 class came in with Miami. Again, talented class. But again, how many left Okay. And it's like, I personally get the feeling that Mario is depending on the portal to compensate for the recruits who have left, and that it's kind of a compensation. In other words, okay, so you got the portal. You know, what happens in 2024 recruiting class, the 2025? And, you know, that's the whole thing. You know, with the recruits out of high school, you know, it seems like, you know, like wide receiver, for instance. You got some very, you know, there's a lot of potential in that wide receiver room. But yet you go out and get a portal guy, wide receiver out of Houston. You know? Defensive back. You got talented young men. They just need to be, you know, conditioned and prepared for the college game. But you bring portal people in, you know, and you wonder why people keep leaving vis-a-vis out of Miami through the portal. You know, and again, I mean, I don't know what the end game is. I don't know what the game plan is behind closed doors, but you know, Bryce, I don't understand, and I really want somebody to make sense of this for me. Mm-hmm. In that, back in, you know, in December, January, Coach Mario was this master recruiter, always has been. You know, he was going to, you know, rebuild this Miami program, you know, bring in the recruits and the talent. And then we start bringing all these portal players in, which results in recruits and all these young guys leaving. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around what is all this, you know, it's like we want to win now. We're not trying to create a sustainable, you know, successful program. It's like we want to win now. And then, you know, we'll worry about tomorrow. You know, that's my whole thing. I don't get it. I wish somebody would make sense of it for me. What you think, Bryce? You know, and again, there's, you know, I'm not. This is not a gotcha moment. This isn't. I'm not trying to set anybody up to be proven wrong. I'm just, dude. I don't get it. I don't understand this.
No, like, it's funny that, you know, because me and my dad have because my dad's a UM fan too. You know, my dad's seen it all. You know, we have conversations about this all the time about, like, you know,
right.
He's always been firm about, like, you know, if a guy's going to transfer, they should sit out a year.
Oh, he's old school. I like that.
Yeah, sit out
I like year. Papa Bryce.
Yeah. He
might have to get Papa Bryce on the microphone.
Yeah. He doesn't really like the whole NIL either. He thinks that's ruining college.
Shit.
He thinks that's ruining college football.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a Miami fan?
Yeah, he's a Miami fan.
Ah, bullshit. True Miami fans like the NIL. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I mean, it's honestly what you said, Jordan. Like, you know, nobody really knows. So, you know, we could play hypothetical all we want here. You know, in some ways, you know, like, I don't want to keep focusing on this year because we're also talking about the next year too. You know, I think I shouldn't be speaking for all Miami Hurricane fans, but
No. I want you to. I want to hear. You know, what does Bryce think? You know, screw everybody else in the Hurricane Nation. Just what does Bryce think?
I think the portal. I think the portal is a good thing, but I also think it's a bad thing.
Exactly. You know, exactly. That's what I've. You know, it's a double-edged sword.
It is. You know, it's a good thing because, you know, yes, can it help? Can it help us? Yes, but in some ways it's also a bad thing because, you know, let's say, you know, we do have, or like, I guess, let's say we do get like an elite player, right? And we bring in a transfer portal player who is just as elite or maybe possibly better.
Right.
And granted, I understand that's supposed to create competition, but you know, there could also be, you know, some history there because, you know, because we all know how UMM is. They don't like to keep other things wrapped. They don't like they don't like telling anybody anything.
Right.
You know, so it could end up being into a good thing, could end up being into a bad thing, so you never really know. You know, so just overall, you know, my thoughts on the transport, you know, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. Granted, I kind of, you know, kind of side with my dad. You know, if you're going to transfer to another school, I think you should sit out. A year. That's just my honest opinion. As far as the NIL goes, you know, like in some ways, like it's good that these players get paid. You know, to be able, be able to pay, you know, for whatever they need like basic stuff. But like then it starts becoming into like a rich man's game. You know,
right.
And then it starts becoming into a bidding war.
Exactly.
You know? And to me, like, you know, like why, like what, like that's a whole thing in itself, you know. And then talking about, you know, this upcoming season and then next year, like I think truthfully, like, you know, I want like where are my expectations for this year, and then where is it going to be for next year? My expectations for this year, you know, like, you know, you got Cam Ward, you got the quarterback that everybody was, you know, raving about, everybody wanted him. You got him. You got all these other guys that are coming in that are going to be hopefully impact players, including the guys that, you know, that we got in, you know, our current class. Hopefully, you know, they make an impact too. Now, we need on-field results. That's what it comes down to. We need on-field results.
Right.
You know, and me personally, I feel like I'm about to get my early season prediction here.
Careful.
Yeah.
National champions.
Now, I tell you what, Bryce, I'm gonna let you off the hook for just a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, you brought up a very good point, and I've heard this since the beginning of the Cam Ward saga. You know, I've heard that everybody wanted Cam Ward.
Yep, everybody did.
Who wanted Cam Ward? I mean, again, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not setting anybody up for anything. I'm just curious. Other than Miami, who else wanted Cam Ward?
Miami Flow, Kingsville.
I'm talking.
Dono.
You know.
I'm just telling you who.
Yeah. And what I'm getting at is, you know, Cam Ward. I get no disrespect to the young man. This has nothing to do with Cam Ward. But I keep hearing about all these other schools wanted Cam Ward. All I know is he was going to go into the NFL. His draft prediction really wasn't where he wanted to be. So he wanted to come back to college and kind of enhance his value. But I keep hearing all these other schools wanted him, but I don't hear any. What schools wanted Cam Ward besides Miami?
Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State. Wanted.
Okay, so that's Florida State, and again, who else? Because the way these people
Ohio
were talking,
State wanted him.
Okay, so that's two. You know, from what I got, the impression I got is there was at least, 10, 15, 20 schools that wanted Cam Ward. But yet I never saw any names. In other words, what I'm getting at is you have all this rhetoric that, again, with Cam Ward, you hear all these schools want him. Okay, but yet no schools were named. I understand the Florida State. Ohio, I did hear those two. Those are two.
Don't forget about Washington State, because that's where he played.
Well, that's a given. Washington State. Yeah. Okay, so we'll give them three. Okay, so three schools. But again, the point of my story is, it's just kind of like we always say. You hear all this stuff, but yet how much substance is actually there? Again, you hear that all these schools wanted Cam Ward, but it was probably only 3 or 4 schools, that we know of. Okay, that we know of. Okay. That's all I'm getting at. Again, this is no disrespect to Cam Ward. I'm just saying, you see where I'm getting at? The stuff that's being said out there. And yeah, I know, Shad. The NFL wanted him, and I could say that, with Cam Ward signing with Miami is more important and more successful than the NFL. Because the NFL wanted Cam, but he decided to choose Miami, so that makes Miami better than the NFL. Go ahead, Bryce. Talk to me.
Not sure if you guys talked about this at all.
Probably didn't.
Let's say we didn't get Cam Ward.
Okay.
And let's say we kept Jakari.
I'm liking this. Go ahead.
And let's say how we have all these other portal additions, right? So all these other players, just take Cam Ward out of the equation.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because honestly, dude, truth be told, no disrespect to Cam Ward, but I never thought Miami did not need Cam Ward. You had Jakari Brown. I think that Jakari could have been more than sufficient. He could have been really good. Because let's face it, when TVD decided to go to the land of brats and beers in Wisconsin, all the talking heads said we have to have a portal quarterback. Okay, and when I say they, I'm talking about the CCC, the Canes Check Cashers Association. All the national syndicate Miami shows, the beat writers and so forth. In my opinion, with Jakari Brown, okay, you had Emery and you had Judd. All right. You had a nice quarterback room that need to be developed. And I honestly, truthfully, I think Jakari would have got the job done. He just needed a little bit more fine tuning. He needed some he just needed the attention that he should have been getting through his redshirt career. From what I saw in the Pinstripe Bowl game, I think Jakari would have been just fine this season in 2024. Honestly, the money they spent, the $975,000, that money they spent on Cam Ward, they could have gotten some better offensive linemen, maybe gotten a couple of DB backs, some of the defensive backs, maybe a linebacker. But yeah, to answer your question, me personally, I didn't see where Miami needed to spend the money on Cam Ward. I think they had enough with Jakari Brown, Emery, and Judd. That's just my opinion.
Would you have been okay with Jakari, Emery, Judd, and then Reese Poffenberger if we only got one portal quarterback, which would be Reese?
Yeah, but we didn't need Reese also. I still stick to to what I said. I really think Jakari, even though he would have took some lumps, okay, I still think Jakari Brown would have been a good quarterback with Emery and Judd as second and third string. I don't really think Miami needed Poff the Oompa Loompa, or Cam Ward. And again, this is no disrespect to those young men, but I believe Miami would have been more than okay with, they would have gotten at least 9 wins with Jakari under center. And one thing I have learned and have, refamiliarized with is, Jakari with the receivers and all that. He'd have been fine.
Yeah.
Because Jakari would have came in as a sophomore, redshirt sophomore, and he still would have had, including 2024, he would have had 3 years, 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And I honestly believe that he'd have been good. He'd have been all right.
I would agree.
So now
I personally don't think he got a fair shake, to be honest with you.
Well, no, he didn't. And I'm not, I know Shad's watching. I'm not fanboying or anything, but again, Cam Ward has 1 year of eligibility left.
Mm-hmm.
And after this 2024 season, what do you do? What do you have? Okay, Miami has Judd. Well, excuse me. I don't want to talk. Shad, I forgot. We got Poffenbarger.
Emery,
you got Emery, Judd, and allegedly Luke.
Yeah.
Okay. But since we don't know about Nickelback, we're going to go with Poff, Emery, and Judd. Okay, let's go with those three because that's what we know.
What's going on with Luke?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whether he does or doesn't, we don't know right now. Okay, we don't know if he signs. He may sign. He may not. We don't know. But just with those three guys that we know,
yeah.
if they would have not worried about Cam Ward, went with Jakari Brown, you would have had Jakari, Emery, and Judd. And honestly, dude, I would take those three, over our situation right now. Emery's just young. Yeah. Okay, yeah, he can complete 20 wide receiver screen passes. We saw that. Okay. Yes. He was the quarterback on the team that beat Clemson. I get that. Okay. Yes, he was one of the reasons why Miami stayed competitive with undefeated Florida State until he broke his non-throwing arm. Okay, I get that. No disrespect. But he's young. He was a freshman. All right. He still needed to get used to the college game. He still needed to just hone his skills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No disrespect. He was probably a year or two away from being a pretty decent quarterback. But I still don't know for the life of me why Jakari wasn't allowed to get into the Clemson and Florida State game. Just because. I don't know. But all I know is I know everybody is gaga about Cam Ward. God bless the young man. I'm happy for what he did at Washington State and Incarnate Word. Okay. But, it's not so much a talent or what he's going to do at Miami, but think about the pressure that's on that young man. He went, he came back to upgrade his draft stock in the NFL, his value. Okay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about playing at Miami. It was just about upgrading his value in the NFL. Cam is under a lot of pressure to become a valuable commodity in the NFL, i.e., first round draft pick. That's what he wants. He wants the money. Okay. So there's a lot of pressure on him for just for his NFL prospects. Okay, and then you got the other side of the spectrum where the success of Miami. And I hate to be the one to say this, but I've been wanting to say it because it's been on my mind for a while. Cam Ward is not here for the benefit of Miami. Cam Ward did not enroll at the University of Miami because he wants to see, Mario Cristobal or anybody else succeed. No. In my opinion, Cam Ward came to Miami because that was his best option to increase his NFL value. That's just my opinion. And Cam Ward, God bless the young man. He's doing it for him, his self-preservation, his self, accommodation. He ain't doing this for Miami. He ain't worried if Miami's going to win a national championship. He don't care if Miami goes to the playoffs. He's in it for himself. He's trying to up his value in the NFL. My opinion. And in my opinion, that is dangerous for a team atmosphere. That's dangerous for a locker room atmosphere and chemistry. Does any of that make any sense?
No, it does.
And again, the reason why I come up with all that is because, according to what I saw, the only reason why he didn't go to the NFL draft and the reason why he came to Miami or came back to the college game was to improve his value in the eyes of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to sound like that type of person, but that's what I see. Because there's a difference between, Fletcher trying to make the university do good because, he come in as a freshman. There's a difference between Fletcher and Cam Ward. Cam is utilizing the business aspect of the system. Now, don't get me wrong. If Cam brings Miami to 12-0 and gets to the playoff, quarterfinal, semifinal, final, championship, hey, great. We'll use him just like he's using us. I'm down with it, dude. Whatever brings success to the university, to the U. All right, that's great. I'm down with it. But then what happens, as Chubb Z says, the morning after, baby? Is that close enough, Shed? Baby. What happens the next year when Cam's not here? Do you put Emory in the driver's seat? Or do you put the little Doug Flutie Poffenbarger in the driver's seat? I mean, or do you go back and try to find another Porter quarterback? You know, I don't know. I don't know whether, you know, whatever, you know, I don't care. Dude, look, Bryce, Cuban, Guru, I don't care if Shad has a year of eligibility and you put him under center. I don't care. Okay. I just want to see Miami be successful. I want to see Miami have, you know, continuous success, sustainable success. You know, I don't give a rat's ass who's under center. I don't give a rat's ass who's getting paid what. You know, I don't care it could be Cuban Kane as a coach. You know, I don't care. You know, I don't follow Miami because of the coaches. I don't follow them because of the players. I follow them because of the youth. That's it. Plain and simple. I know y'all got something to say because I feel like I'm doing all the talking and I'm keeping y'all from saying something very enlightening.
Nah, you good.
Oh gosh, Shad, if Cuban was the coach, we'd most definitely hitting the portal. But if I remember, Cuban said he don't want it. Cuban said he would turn it down.
I would turn it down. You could say it's a 15 million, 20 million. I'm like, I don't want to deal with these damn kids and their parents and these South Cores and these Shads and who the Guru. I don't want to deal with none of this crap. I just want to win games. But if I was coach, if I was running the program, I would run it exactly like Clemson is running. That's
right. And that's not counting what we talked about earlier because, you know, some of us, you know, saw where, you know, some of us joined the Chubb Z show, unlike some people. Shad. No, I'm just joking.
I got paid. I don't know about you, John. I got paid.
But anyway, we were, you know, talking on the fans' point of view with Chubb Z that, you know, with this NCAA money, this buyout, this suit, and all this stuff. I mean, you know, Pandora's box or the barrel of monkeys is about to be open and it's about to really get crazy. You know, we're about to go down that rabbit hole, you know, and you know, Cuban, you were talking about, you don't want to deal with all this and all that. And it reminded me of, you know, there's a lot of stuff about to go down, but you know, it's, oh boy, you know, basically and I feel bad for the high school seniors and the recruits because, well, in a way I do, in a way I don't.
The thing is, there's no structure. If you look at the NBA and the NFL, you have your season, then you have your off season. It's a schedule.
Yep.
But college football, I don't know, because they're saying that the new signing day is going to change. I don't know when the portal opens and closes, right? I don't know when these NIL deals are supposed to settle. I used to remember that the signing day was February 13th or something like that, but now it's like December, February, and they're changing it again, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows the rules, and it's just too difficult to stay on top of.
Right.
Now you got to worry about players getting paid, NIL, transfer, high school recruit, other recruits, portal recruits, players leaving your program, players staying in your program, players wanting to come to.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what this. You have to be a crazy person or desperate for money to want to coach college football. It is just, you know, forget college football, college sports. It's just too much to deal with.
Right, and you know, it's almost, just thinking about it, maybe there is no
one more second. I want
national
for
signing day.
One more thing for Shad. I won a national championship as an AAU basketball coach. So no kids hit the portal for my team.
Yeah. Right now you have the early signing day, and then you have the official signing day for the incoming freshmen, the high school seniors. But I mean, who's to say that it doesn't become a draft type situation? In other words, I really believe that the National Signing Day is not going to be what we've seen before. It's going to evolve into something else, because of the fact that, I hate to say this, and I don't want to be misconstrued, but the talent coming out of high school will go to the highest bidder. It's like, I've done opened the door. I'm going to go ahead and walk in, but you're going to have this 5-star running back from wherever high school in whatever state, and that young man's going to be on the block, and you're basically going to have a glorified eBay bidding war for that young man. I hate to say that, and God, I hope it's not true, but that's what it's looking like. It's like you could have, this university, hey, we'll offer you this amount of money, but then you have this other university, hey, we'll offer you this much money, and then you have this other college says, but we can offer you this. It's going to become a bidding war. And it's almost like these I say young, but these high school recruits, these high school graduates coming into college, they're going to be auctioned off. I hate to say that. I don't want to say that, but that's what it's coming to. It doesn't, these young men are going to go to these universities and colleges not because they get, a full ride, a full scholarship to a degree of their choice or two, but because they were bought. They were. It's almost like they are prostitutes for the football. They're football prostitutes, basically. I hate to say it, but that seems to be what we come to. Now, granted, the young men coming out of high school, they'll benefit. If they're smart and their parents and or advisors are smart, they'll benefit. But unfortunately, the dark side is a lot of these institutions will exploit these young men and take advantage of them. But again, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. But honestly though, I really think if for whatever reason all these players transferred, if that hadn't happened, I think things would have been okay. I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on. That's all. Does Mario want to, win now so he can, venture out into other avenues? Or does Mario feel like he has to win now? I don't know.
My thing is, like I said, are we building a program?
And honestly, Cuban, I'm going to say no. I think we're doing a quick fix. We're just slapping a little paint on the house. Maybe freshen up the rose garden just so we can sell it. But as far as long term, no. As of right now, I don't see it. Again, that's my opinion. I'm not one of these syndicated shows. I don't get checks. But that's what I think.
I know we're not supposed to say things that are supposed to be fair or not, but what's going to happen to the players next year is not going to be fair.
No.
They're going to get beat up.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, you play Florida, Notre Dame, Florida State, Clemson, Louisville, Virginia Tech next year.
Right.
Right? Like,
right.
I don't get it.
I get. Maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm the ignorant one. But all I can say is, what would I do in the situation of the moment? And if I'm the head coach and I see, okay, we got this year's schedule, but then I'm looking at next year and I see all that, and I'm like, okay, how do we make this year successful in order to make next year successful? How do I play this chess? How do I move the pieces? How do I win at this game in order to make both this year successful in order to make next year successful? And I don't understand the quarterback situation. I really don't. I don't understand how you bring in a guy that has 1 year of eligibility when you had a guy with 2, maybe 3 years of eligibility with just a little bit of fine tuning. I don't get that. But as of right now, honestly, all right, so Miami goes, 10-2, 11-1, 12-0. Cool. Fantastic. But is that worth going 7-6 the next year? You're spending all this money for now, but yet you're not thinking about the next year. Cajun Kane, you in Mexico. Are you on the run? Did you commit a crime? Are you in one of those, what do they call them, non-extraditionary countries or something, bro? What's up? Because I know you too young to be in Cancun partying. Wait a minute. Mexico doesn't have a legal limit. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. All I know is I really hope for the benefit. Oh, graduation cruise. Great. Congratulations, Cajun. Congratulations. I know. Graduating from high school, you're feeling good about yourself. You think that, hey, I got this bitch by the balls. Well, we've all been there, baby. You'll be all right. Oh, but now I hate to I don't want to repeat myself for the 100th time, but I hope Mario knows what he's doing, because I right now I don't see how. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's great to have fun and celebrate, the 2024 season, but at the expense of 2025, 2026. I don't know. I'm just tired, as well as y'all are, I'm sure. I'm just tired of Miami over the last 2 decades. I mean, 7-6, 6-6, 5-7, 8-4. Get a little temptation at 10-3, 9-6, 9-4. There's just no consistency, and I see what's going on now. I could see another repeat of 2017 and 2018. I could see it. I could see this 2024 team going 11-1, 12-0. And then in 2025, we'll be lucky to go 7-6, 7-5. When in fact, if you would have done the Dabo situation, you could have had Jakari in here. You could have stuck with Trevante and Chris and all those, and Hellcat and all those other guys. You could have gone 8-4, 9-3. But then you could have gone in 2025. You could have gone 10-2. You could have went to 2026, go 11-1, if not 12-0. And while you're doing all that, you're bringing in these other guys and you're cultivating the future. And you just sustain to where you start reloading. We're not talking about a rebuild or a remodel. We're talking about reload, like they used to do. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I really hope, but the last thing I need is somebody pumping sunshine up my ass. That's one thing I don't need. Don't come knocking on my door and try to sell me on whatever. All right. I just, let me see what's on the field. But anyway, Lord have mercy. It is midnight. It's midnight Central Time, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. But anyway, yeah, like I said, oh, you're okay, Cuban. It's okay. I know I just been ranting. But anyway, we're about to bring this to a close. And like I said, the reason for this, and Bryce, it was so good to see you back. I know I didn't give you a chance to talk, but, I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. You good.
I'm sorry.
Just want to pop in and say, hey, say what's up.
All right, one last. Okay, Bryce. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Yeah, you good.
And I want you to be honest with me before we dismiss.
Got you.
Does the baseball team have a chance in hell? I mean, I know they pulled those 2 games in the ACC tournament out their ass, but let's think about it.
Mm-hmm.
How many times has Miami gone into the baseball tournament being one of the top seeds and blowing it? J.S. Martin. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. But I mean, honestly, Bryce,
mm-hmm.
You already know my feelings on this baseball team. Okay, I am not. I mean, I've been waiting for JD to be going to the transfer portal, but anyway, I am not. I am very disappointed in the way this team was guided. But give me your 2 cents.
We talk about whole season here. We talk about ACC tournament play right now.
I tell you, I'm going to let you talk about the season and the tournament.
Okay, so I haven't, like, me personally, because typically what I would usually do is I do like little shorts, as you know.
Right. Yes,
post game day shorts. Let everybody know it's game day, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I literally stopped doing that as soon as we lost to Bethune-Cookman.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, it's one thing to lose to Long Island and then all these other teams, but like Bethune-Cookman, though. Like Bethune-Cookman.
And again, no disrespect to Bethune-Cookman, but
no disrespect.
I understand baseball is baseball.
Like,
if you
don't lose to Long Island and Bethune-Cookman.
Right.
Like, I don't care how bad your roster is. Like, bro, you don't lose to Bethune-Cookman Long Island. Period.
Yes.
Now, granted, I understand we've had injuries this year. Obviously, we don't have Blake Sear. Blake Sear was out for personal reasons in the beginning of the season, doing something to do with his family.
Right.
And then I believe he fractured his thumb or something like that.
Something like that.
And then obviously, a couple other guys were out. And then, I said this when we were playing Clemson. What was it? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday at 11 in the morning. I said when it got towards, I think, like the 6th or 7th inning, I think after, Gage Zeal's last inning, I said, I hope that, Gage Zeal goes one more inning, but that's probably not going to happen. And as soon as they send out Nick Robert, I was like, oh God, here we fucking go. I said, we're about to have a goddamn meltdown.
Right.
We're about to have a goddamn meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have a couple guys in the bullpen that I honestly do like Brian Walters. I like Kava.
Yep.
Chestnut can give you maybe about 1 or 2 good innings. That's probably about it. But our bullpen is like just absolutely atrocious.
Yes.
You have 2 starting pitchers that are damn near good. Honestly, Gage
Yeah.
Giles going to the MLB. He's
Oh,
going to the
yes.
MLB.
Yeah.
As far as Schlesinger goes, I have no idea. And
Right.
Herrick Hernandez, you know who Herrick Hernandez reminds me of?
Who's that?
Rosario. Alejandro Rosario.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
He reminds me of Alejandro Rosario. Like he's got the stuff, but when something goes haywire, he's not there.
Right.
He's not there.
Right.
Now, I'll be honest with you. Louisville, we should beat soundly. I think we should beat Louisville soundly, and then we let them creep back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson, on the other hand, they just beat Louisville today. Louisville pitcher literally threw a ball, literally just walked the dude, and that's how the game ended today.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, go figure. But Clemson is not surprising because they did win it all last year, and on top of that,
right.
They had at that time 23 comeback wins. That was their 24th. So I was like, okay, you know what? I get it because Clemson's going to be a tougher team than Louisville,
right?
For obvious reasons. Plus, Clemson's going to the NCAA tournament. They're going to be an 8th seed. But I mean, the whole season in itself, I don't think if you look throughout the whole entire season, the lineup would always change.
Yeah.
Always change.
Right.
Always change. And it's like, why are we constantly always changing lineups? Stick with what's working.
Right. And if you think about it, when it comes to the baseball, it's about pitching and hitting.
Yep.
I mean, defense. You're gonna,
you're gonna make.
You can learn the fly balls, the angles. You can do the all that, but
yeah,
it's basically about pitching and hitting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and also knowing to when to run on the base pads too.
Yes, that too. And man, I tell you, I hate to say this, but I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be fair. But this better not happen next year. I mean, honestly,
I could tell you right now, this whole entire roster that we have right now, a lot of these guys that are on this roster, you aren't going to see. You're going to see a completely.
Yeah, and again, and I never blame the kids. I never blame the players. I never question their talent. But when it comes to the pitching staff, be it the starters, the middle relief, short relief, the bullpen, the pitching staff as a whole. Again, I put that on Artiegas. That's his responsibility. That's his watch. He was on the watch for that. And again, ever since Artiega became pitching coach, the pitching staff has not been consistent. In other words, you may have that one Friday night starter, but then it drops off exponentially after that. Your Saturday night starter, maybe Sunday, flip a coin, midweek, well, and that's another, and like this past season, again, no disrespect.
midweek.
No disrespect to the the Bethunes and Long Beach and all that, but I mean, really, dude, the midweek, the Wednesday night game, even though it could be a Tuesday or Thursday, but your midweek game is basically just a game to kind of keep the rust from forming, kind of keeps you in the, kind of keeps you in shape.
It's that. It's also, the midweek games are also just as important as the regular season games as well.
Oh,
also,
yes. It kind of just keeps you going,
Yeah.
But
it's also, to keep your RPI good as well.
Yes, exactly.
And the problem with our midweeks this year, we never had a true midweek starter.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I put that responsibility and that I put that on Arteaga's shoulders because before this season, he was pitching coach.
Mm-hmm.
He was pitching coach. And again, like I said, and I have said since the dude's been a pitching coach, when do you plan on providing or teaching or whatever a 3-man rotation? When do you plan on providing Miami with a successful Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night starter, a midweek starter, a decent middle relief, and 2 starters out the bullpen on short relief?
Well, truthfully, Jordan, if you think about it, we already have right now. Well, truthfully, you do have a Friday night starter in Gage Deal. You have a Saturday night starter in Rafe Schlesinger.
Right.
The problem is it was your Sunday night starter in Herrick Hernandez. That was your issue there. Your issue was we didn't have a true midweek starter, even though we did. But the problem with that is that we had guys out dealing with injuries. Also, on top of that, if you think about it, if God bless the young man Brian Walters. If Brian Walters probably never got hurt, I guarantee he'd probably be our midweek starter.
True.
Now, going back at the beginning of your question, yeah, the whole entire season, I don't think we've had a losing season since God knows who knows how long. Can I honestly say that I think we would? Can I honestly say that I expected us to have made it this far in the ACC tournament? No, not at all. Was not expecting this. But I will give credit to where credit is due. A lot of these young men, they stepped up. They have stepped up big time.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. Our shortstops, Jimenez and Urso, I'm gonna keep it real. They're not good. They're not good. But I like the fact that I think JD moved Urso to first. I think the first base. So he seems to be doing okay at that position. But, truth be told, we got to play Duke tomorrow, and well, Duke ain't no slouch.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, are we still going to keep the same lineup? And on top of that, who's our starting pitcher tomorrow? Because you already used Schlesinger.
Yep.
On Tuesday. You're not going with Gage. So now that leaves you with, do you throw in Herrick Hernandez or do you make it a bullpen game?
And the crazy thing is, if, and I capitalize, bold, underline, I and the F. If Miami makes it to the regionals, they'll be lucky to make it as a number 4 seed. And I don't think I have ever, and if somebody has more information, I don't remember Miami ever going into the postseason, i.e. the regionals, as anything less than a 2 seed. You know, I cannot recall Miami going into the baseball postseason as a 3 or 4. And of course, back in my day, you had, the regular regionals before super regionals, you had 6 teams. So I don't remember Miami ever getting in as a less than 2 seed. And if, honestly, truth be told, Miami would have to make it to the finals.
They would have to, yeah.
If not win it.
No, they would.
I mean, if they make it to the finals, maybe Miami can make it into the postseason as a 4 seed, but they would actually have to win the ACC tournament, in my opinion, to make it as a 3 seed. And God knows where they would go.
I have no idea where the heck they would put them for seeding wise.
This is, I guess what I'm getting at. This is uncharted territory for me. I've never seen it this bad. I know there was that one year where they did not make it, but
it's, to be honest with you though, like, as bad as it's been, if there's a time for these young men, and if there's a time for, these coaches and JD, to grow a pair of balls, now's the time to do it.
Oh yeah. And again, where's the NIL money? Is it only okay? So no. Seriously.
No, I hear you.
We talk about all this football NIL. Okay, you talk about basketball NIL. When the hell is the baseball team going to wake up and say, "Hey, we want some of that"? You know what I mean? Now again, I understand baseball. I know baseball is competing with the MLB, where you can sign kids out of high school, AAA, AA, single A. I understand that. I know that, and I understand where baseball only offers thirds of scholarships. But you know what? With NIL, we should be able to offer a full scholarship by now. If Miami, and I'm just talking Miami now, if Miami can offer Cam Ward $974,000 for 1 year of service at quarterback, I'm sure Miami can go ahead and give all the guys on the baseball team a full scholarship. I'm just saying. And that's not counting what you're paying Martinez, a running back, the Sam, what's his face at receiver, and not counting what you're paying the other cats on the basketball and football team. Go ahead and pay for the baseball guys. Smuggle or bring in some cats from the Caribbean. Maybe some Cuban players, bring in some Mexican, you got that whole Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico region available. Offer them some money. You got the NIL. You know, I'm just throwing it out there. That's all I'm saying. You know, and again, I get. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for the I want to see the basketball team. I want to see the football team succeed, but I want the baseball team to stop sucking ass. And I'd love for JD Arcega to have a pitching staff that's worth the damn final. But I digress. So, oh my gosh, I've been rambling with everybody for 3.5 hours. I think Guru done went to sleep. But I do see where Cajun Kane is hopefully not in a Mexican prison. I see J.S. Martin. Haven't seen him in a while. But then again, I haven't had these live just talk about it shows in a while. I've been dealing with that. Been trying to, stay faithful to the. Oh my God. Excuse me. I've been trying to stay faithful and take care of that Rise of the Fall series, which we're doing really well with. It's fun, but yeah, I just figured, tonight I'm like, let's just get together and talk about it. I ain't done it in a while, and I guess we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. I got a busy day ahead of me tomorrow. With the Formula Ones in Monaco. I gotta take care of that tomorrow. But anyway, I guess we're gonna go ahead and dismiss from here. Bryce, thank you for showing up, man. It's been way too long. Thank you for stopping by. Always a pleasure with you. Guru, Cuban, always a pleasure to talk with y'all. Good to see the Cajun Kane down there in Mexico. Have a shot of tequila for me. J.S. Martin, good to see you again, buddy. Good to see you. Shad, I know you got diaper duty. You ain't telling nobody. You had to go to the Walmart and get some baby wipes. I know what the deal is. You don't have to hide. But nah. Glad Shad could stop by. Crip, I'm glad you stopped by earlier. Katie, as always, young lady, thank you so much for spending time. QB, good to see you. Now, Katie, I ain't trying to get personal with you, but, you spend a lot of time with us on our shows. There's got to be a young man that can, take you to the movies and a dinner there's, maybe you need to, there'll be somebody, I don't know, but I'm glad you're spending time with us. How about that? But who else? Was there anybody else? No, that was it. But, thank y'all to everybody. Katie, I'm just joking about the man thing. I'm just joking. But anyway, don't get mad at me. But thank you, everybody. Thank y'all for stopping by. It was impromptu. It was late, unscheduled. But thank y'all for spending Friday night with me. I'll be back Sunday night, probably around the 8 o'clock Eastern time for the next history lesson. And of course, it's not sexy. It's not very entertaining. It's a lot of, just numbers and stats and all that stuff. The Rise of the Fall series. But, yeah, that's really all I have. Again, thank y'all so much. And peace, love, and soul. Go Canes. Y'all know how it is. Guru, I hope you wake up, because if not, it'll be all right. So I'm out of here. thank y'all so much. I can't express how much I really appreciate y'all stopping by, taking time out and checking this out. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.